So sometimes being in your own story is much harder to get the story out than somebody listening to the story. It is so much easier to have somebody kind of go, okay, so what's the point of that? Like, tell me about this. And put it out of you. Like, what's your outcome? What is it you want me to do? Okay, right. So tell me the story. Okay, will help. It will be much easier to shape it with somebody else than it is just to kind of think of it yourself. What we're trying to get to is the essence of what we call the moment of truth in your story. So there you were, the context, life before, then suddenly that kind of moment of truth, that moment that everything changed, the moment I realised what I'd been doing, the moment I realised everything had to change, the moment I realised, oh my goodness, this, what if, and then everything changed. And now this is possible, now this is possible, now this is possible. And that becomes your personal story. So in one of the TED Talks that I posted in the Facebook group, Vicky Colpin, she talks about sleep and how you should get extra hours of sleep a night. And everyone, if she just used that as her message, everybody would be a bit like, whatever, that's a bit dull, we know. But the way that she does it is quite wonderful, right? We'll look at her video a bit later, but one of the things she doesn't do is tell a personal story. What she does do is she talks about the effects of not having any sleep and how detrimental it is and how much it's costing the economy and how much it's, how bad it is for you from a health point of view and from a cognitive point of view. But then the reveal, the call to action is just an extra hour of sleep takes your risk of death essentially down from 20% to 13% or something, and another hour of sleep takes it down to 7%. And when you're getting more sleep, this is what you'll be able to do. So if she could have done that as a personal story, she just did it as a before, this is the problem, this is the call to action solution, this is what we'll get as a result. Yeah. But a personal story would be really compelling there. Yeah. So imagine if a personal story was, I had so many health conditions, I can't even tell you. So many, I had symptoms on symptoms on symptoms. None of the medication they gave me was working. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I went to every single person. And then suddenly I read an article about the effect of sleep deprivation on personal health. And I thought, moment of truth, no. It couldn't be that simple. It literally couldn't be that simple. There must be something terribly wrong with me. And yet the article said just an extra hour of sleep or a loss of an extra hour of sleep could be causing so many health problems. And I thought, it's worth a try. And so that's when I really focused on getting more sleep. Just an hour. It was really hard at first to try and sort of force myself to go to sleep, and started with good health hygiene. But then I started to notice the improvements. I was starting to wake up naturally. I started to feel cognitively like more optimistic. And bit by bit, I started to notice my symptoms dropping down. And of course, the more that happened, the more sleep I wanted, because I wanted to feel that feeling faster. And in just 6 months, all my health conditions disappeared. I've never felt better. Make sense? Both work, but the personal story is probably more hypnotic and compelling. So that's what I want you to do now. Is go work on your personal stories. I will. Any questions? Does anybody not think they're interesting enough to have a personal story? Good. Well, that is good. What I will suggest, if there is a 3 in your room, actually 3 is fine. If there's a 2 or a 3, if there's more than that, come back and I'll put you in a different room, because you won't have enough time to go through everybody's story. I would say let's take 15 minutes to start going through our stories. Everybody okay with that?
Yes, may I just double check, please? Are we using this? Sorry, which are we just
Your
re?
personal story for your talk.
Yes, and are we going through the templates that we've got?
We're not,
Or is it just
you
a
can look at those if it helps. You can look at those. I don't think most of those have got personal stories, but they have
No.
why sections. If you haven't got a story and if you're not writing a presentation for today, or you're not sure where to start, make your life easier and just do this scenario on the screen, which is, imagine that you're going back to your old school to give a speech to 114-year-olds about their career options and how to know what to do with their future. Imagine that you've some important beliefs about following your heart and want to encourage the children to follow their dreams. What story could you tell that would help them believe what you believe about what's important?
Oh, I see. No, thank you. I threw myself. Now I've got a story and I've started it, but I just lost. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I overwhelmed myself for a second. Thank you.
All right. All right. So let's open the rooms.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we doing the entire, or is just the why part?
It's just the why part for this point. It might become your whole speech, but the why part is the bit that's critical here. Just get the story, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, lovely. Good to see you, by the way.